welcome to
Water Week!
Yeah.
Oh man, we love playing in the water here at Camp. We love playing with water and in the water, and so many of you guys have been there and know that full well.
But before we dive into this episode, we gotta find out what prize we're giving away to a Camp4U crew member on Friday. What are we doing?
I don't think we're gonna spin the wheel, are we?
No, we're not gonna spin the wheel.
All right, well.
They're gonna
Jordan's gonna be the wheel. Oh no. Ding, ding. Prize, what's the prize? Okay, well first, Charlie was talking about hydration, and the best way to stay hydrated is to drink water, and the best way to drink water is from a water bottle, and the best water bottle you could ever have is a brand new SABC water bottle. So that is the prize for this week.
And it's got canoes, which are also water themed.
Oh my goodness.
Good. We're so excited to send this to whoever wins on Friday.
Yeah.
And guess who wins?
Who? How do they win?
Camp4U crew members win.
Yeah.
And we are actually at the halfway point of Camp4U this summer, which is sad and crazy. But
and
you can
fun.
still join the Camp4U crew, be entered to win this water bottle, and also invite your friends to join if you haven't done that.
Awesome. So for today's episode, we're bringing back a classic from last year.
Yes.
And we are doing Water Balloon Battleship. Round 2, but this time it's a little different. Last time we only had 2 teams. This year we figured it out that we're doing all 3 teams at the same time chucking balloons. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I feel way more ready. I've been practicing this winter, and I feel strong.
Oh,
That's
got
pretty
the
good,
towel.
You know what?
Yeah.
The
I'm ready.
challenge accepted.
Okay.
Up the creek without paddle. We're gonna come
All right.
with our whoosh.
All right. Well, what
doing
else are
crafts
we gonna
today?
do? I think so. I think we are going to join actually Christy and Rachel, and we're going to be building some boats or a raft out of some really cool stuff. So if you haven't collected all of your supplies, you need like popsicle sticks and other things that might float. And yeah, get excited about that. You could float it in a puddle or your pool
Or a bathtub.
A bathtub.
Maybe a sink.
Or a little creek.
Yeah.
Look at that. All those places have water. Make it float.
Yeah, and then campfire songs we are going to be singing today, not in the water and not with water, but they're going to involve water, the songs.
That's right. And we're going to have chapel to end off today's episode. And we're going to learn about a man who built a really big boat because he trusted God.
That's right. So let's set sail.
Tribal Melee.
All right, we are here for Tribal Melee and
Round 2.
round 2, and we're round 2
Of this
of
game.
this game. That's right. We brought it back from last year, so it was really popular and it was a lot of fun. We are doing water balloon toss battleship once again, but it looks a little different this year. So last year we only had 2 teams facing each other and we did like a round robin style. This year, all 3 teams are playing at the same time.
Whoa.
So
Crazy. How's that going to work, Jordan?
yeah, this is, I will tell you how. So, each team will get 2 water balloons. They'll toss 1 balloon at each of the other teams and it'll land and sploosh. And then when it lands, the other team will either say if it's a hit or a miss and then where it hits. If it goes under the grid, it's just a miss. Better luck on the next throw, all right? So everyone's gonna go around throwing back and forth and we are gonna find out who is the champion. It's that easy. And if you get out, everyone has to have the same amount of tosses. So you can actually get eliminated and then toss again, which means there can be a tie. And
It's gonna get nuts.
it's gonna get nuts. It's gonna be really fun. I am super excited. So we are gonna go to our sides, place our ships, and then get started. So let's go. All right, to find out who's going first. Classic rock, paper, scissors. And
And are we going on 3 or after 3? Like
rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and that's when you
Perfect.
present.
Okay.
All right? Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Well, I'm not
Charlotte's
starting.
first. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ah! Tanya goes first, and then we're go clockwise around the circle. So let's go.
Ahoy there, mateys. All 3 crews are arranging their ships. And a finer fleet of colors has never flown before. Looks like they're all ready to go, and orange is the first to go. And that's a miss.
Alright, you ready for this? Yeah. This is some serious skill right here.
We'll be seeing about that.
You ready? 3, 2, 1. Well, that's gonna land right in there.
You threw it too hard.
That was a miss!
And that is out of bounds. At least it was in the grid.
Get it over it. Get it in the grid. That's amazing. In the grid. Gotta work on that.
We're not about being off the grid. We're all about being in the grid.
A fine strategy. But not great execution.
This did not pop.
They still managed to salvage it. And they're out of the grid.
We're gonna land one right in the middle. We went a little deep last time. This time, we just want to kind of just.
We don't want to visit no miss outside.
Okay, let's just do a nice little soft one. See if we can get one in the front row, maybe. Hey, all right. 3, 2, 1.
The green team is ambitious. And they are successful.
Oh, we didn't
That's
sink
the first hit of the game.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, Nathan.
Not
We had a miss on purple.
I thought you said Messiah.
Can be so.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
They're getting close, but not yet. Oh, and the second hit of the game.
And it's a proud moment.
Yeah, it's great.
Orange is
I like
close,
it.
but not quite.
Okay, but we know where the grid is. We can hit the grid because we know where it is.
Oh, shiver me timbers.
Hey! Oh, nards.
Not quite.
That's true.
We've hit one. We haven't sunk it yet, but there's more to come. So I feel hopeful inside.
Yeah.
So I think we're trying to aim less for the outside, more
Their
for.
outside is going to be a little bit perpendicular to ours.
Okay.
Another miss. Well, we're waiting for someone to actually hit something. How about a joke? What is the pirate's favorite letter?
You guys.
You might be thinking it's R. But, alas, his first love be the sea.
1, 2, 3.
Everyone is just barely missing their targets. Oh, and another hit. And a sink by the orange team. Their luck does not hold up very long. Oh, perhaps I stand corrected. Another sunk ship by the orange crew.
Yeah.
And another hit for the green team.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Each crew is starting to adapt to the conditions of battle. But their cannonballs still can't quite find the mark. The tides are too strong to see their opponents. Oh, look at that. Another hit by the green crew. Oh, so much for kissing the lucky balloon. The orange team must be quaking in their boots.
Yeah.
I tried to do a water balloon battle once. Oh, another hit. But unfortunately, having a hook for a hand does not make it simple. And it is sunk too. Well done. We're in the last stretches of the battle now, as another hit sinks another ship.
I got gut.
You indeed got. There's one sneaky ship huddled in the harbor. All it'll take is one more hit for one team to be victorious. Oh, that's a wipeout. The orange team has been eliminated. Their ships are now lying in Davy Jones' locker. But the game isn't over yet. And that's the final shot. With the final team eliminated, purple is the last team standing. The final crew to survive the tides.
Wow. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take.
Gonna need to rehydrate like crazy.
But you know what? So, it might have ended weird, but how it turns out is Up the Creek gets first place.
Woo!
And then
Good job.
both of us, Caffeinated Cowbells, Bearded Ladies, are going to tie for second.
Yeah.
All right?
That works.
That's how it's going to work. That was a lot of fun.
Nice.
That
Good
was
work.
tight.
That was
job,
great.
guys.
We're going to head to the fort, update the scoreboard. Let's go.
Woo!
Oh, battleship balloons. They never disappoint, do they?
Always entertaining, but challenging when you can't see exactly what the other teams are doing.
And it was crazy. 2 angles. That was a lot of fun. And what a finish. A tie for second place.
Has that happened this summer yet?
No, I don't think so. I think it's our first tie. What a wild game. And it took, I'll be honest.
Forever.
It took forever. But great results. All right, let's update the scores. So where are we starting, Charlie? Yes, let's start with you.
Number 1.
You know what? They got the 1,000 points today.
8,913.
913. Ooh, that's a big jump. And then the Bearded Ladies, Caffeinated Cowbells, got a tie, 750. So let's give it an update, 9,160. I'll switch places with you. And the Bearded Ladies, guys, we're coming, 7,939. You guys,
Wow. Not a big difference.
it looks bigger, but look it, we're almost there.
Yeah, you're almost at the 8, and so it's really 1,100 points.
Tanya and her team, Hokey Dinah, they don't stop. It's gonna be a race to the finish. We're getting close. So.
Yeah, the end is in sight.
All right, well, we'll see you guys next Struggle Melee.
Craft time.
Hi guys, it's Christy and Rachel here with today's craft time.
What's our craft called, Christy?
We're making some floaty boats today. Yes, we're hoping that they float anyway. We're gonna make a couple different styles of floaty boats today. So I'm gonna make this kind of like ship style with a propeller on the end. And Rachel, what are you gonna make?
I'm going to make my cute little raft.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, you can make boats out of so many different materials. You could use like a piece of foam or some tin foil. You can make a paper boat. There's so many options. So use what you have at home and be creative and explore what things float and what things don't float. Yes. So yeah, Rachel, what do you need for your craft?
So for my floaty boat raft, I am going to need some sticks. So I just went outside and gathered some sticks, preferably sticks that are a bit straighter because they just come together more nicely. Then I just snap them to be the same size. I need string, I also used hot glue. I used 2 pieces on the bottom to secure it. So if you have a parent that can help you with that, or an older sibling, hot glue you need to be careful with.
It's very hot.
It's very hot. But you can also use like liquid white glue if you really need. And then for the sail, we just have kind of this mini plastic straw. If you don't have that, you can also use a regular straw or just another stick. And then any kind of paper. We use some fun scrapbooking paper and then stickers for decorating. But I think that's it.
Cool.
Yeah, go ahead, Christy.
So for mine, I used a milk carton, kind of like this one. You could use a bigger carton or a smaller carton, depending on how big you want your boat to be. You'll need some scissors to do some cutting. You need some popsicle sticks for the propeller on the back. I painted mine, and you could also use stickers like I did, or markers, or more paint to make a design. It's up to you how you want to be creative and decorate it. I also need some paper and a little stick or straw or something to make the sail. Just decorative. It's really not going to make it go very fast. And then for the propeller, we also used a carton, so you'll probably need a second carton for that. You could try to use cardboard, but cardboard gets really soggy in the water, so it probably wouldn't last very long, whereas a carton has kind of like a waterproof...
It's like a waxy seal.
Yeah, so that like helps it not get soggy. You could also use like a piece of plastic or something, whatever you've got at home. Try things out.
And an elastic band to go with your propeller.
An elastic band.
And I think that is all. I think we've covered it.
I think so. So Rachel, why don't we try your crafts first?
So we're gonna get started. So I have 2 pieces of string. They're about the length of my boat, maybe 2 sizes the length of my boat, just my raft, just to make sure we have lots of string. So to get started, you're kind of gonna put your string in half. You're gonna wrap it around your first piece of, what is this, first stick? And then you're gonna just cross it over, and whatever piece is on the top is gonna now go under the next piece of stick. Why do I keep struggling with that? And then you cross it again, and then I'm gonna see if I can hold this up. So then, once you're done, yeah, maybe we wanna hold one of the pieces of string. So once you're kind of done, it's securing it just like this. And then you just keep going until the very end.
Add another one.
And we'll add another one, yep.
Cross
Cross them over. And
Perfect, and we just
you got
adding them.
And then you keep adding them until the end, and then I'll show you what to do once you get to the end. Meanwhile, Christy is going to explain how she makes her floaty boat.
Yeah. So this is an empty carton. That's important. You don't want a full carton of milk. So I kind of glued the opening closed again, and I'm probably gonna use an X-Acto knife because I feel like it's easier to make it straight, and it's easier. But scissors are also a good option and a little bit safer because X-Acto knives can be a little bit scary sometimes. And I'm just gonna make like a rectangular hole kind of in the top here. So now I've cut this out of the top, so I have a nice hole so that I can put anything I want in here. I could try to load it up with different
toys. You could even put like a little Barbie or Polly Pockets. I don't think those are a thing anymore.
I don't know.
So it should look like this after you've connected the string. And now all I'm gonna do, actually this is great, Christy. Perfect. I'm going to tie a knot. So like this, you want it to be fairly tight, but still enough wiggle room for the sticks to move. So now they're kind of secure on the top, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other side.
You could choose to paint it now. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and glue my sticks on, and then I can paint the whole thing after. But it is totally up to you with what order you wanna do things in. So with the sticks, I'm using these 2 popsicle sticks. You're gonna wanna try to glue them on so that they're even out the back. Another thing to consider, you want to have it long enough here that your propeller, when you attach it, is not gonna hit your boat. Otherwise, it's not gonna work very well. So I've pre-cut these pieces that I'm gonna use for my propeller, so I can give you a bit of an idea of the size. So we're gonna be folding them in half and attaching them, and I'll explain all of this in a little bit. But it's gonna be about that big, gonna stick out that far. So I want my stick to stick out for sure farther than that so that my propeller has lots of room to move. So, and then you're also gonna not wanna stick it at the top because otherwise your propeller will probably be in the air and it's not gonna be moving the water like we want it to. So this is gonna be pretty light. I think it's gonna sit hopefully pretty high in the water. So I'm gonna put my popsicle sticks down closer to the bottoms to make sure that my propeller is gonna be hitting the water and moving the water to move my boat.
Just a little tip with your raft, if you make them, if you almost make it kind of loose as you're weaving them through, it makes it a little easier to maneuver and you're not getting pieces, I don't know, the sticks all, you know, cramped up or stuck together. So then at the end, you can kind of tighten the string a little bit when, yeah, you're done weaving them. So just a little tip.
That looks about even, side to side. I like it.
So now it looks like a nice little bamboo mat. Ooh.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how to do the propeller part now, and then after we're done all the kind of more technical part, then we can just paint and have fun decorating. That's my plan. So you're gonna need 4 pieces of your carton cut into rectangles of the same size. I didn't measure, so I can't tell you the dimensions, but approximately this big. It's like half of the top, I
Maybe
guess.
I should do my propeller with
Yeah, sure. So for each one, you're gonna fold it in half. And you want the ugly side to be facing out right now.
Oh.
Because the part that you're gonna see is gonna be actually this part, and I just prefer it to be white and just easier to paint if I wanted to paint it as well.
Okay.
So you're gonna have these facing out, so you're gonna fold all of them like that, just in half, nice and easy. All right, and now next step is to glue them all together. So we're gonna kind of be gluing them so that we glue a side to a side like this, and it's gonna form a cross shape. So all the folds are gonna be to the middle. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna kind of look like this. Makes an X.
And because I'm adding a propeller, after I'm done this part with gluing all or tying all the sticks together, I have 2 extra pieces that I'm going to attach to the side with some hangover. So it's gonna look like this. I might try gluing it, but I also might reinforce it with some string. So what I mean by reinforcing it with string is I might just take a piece of string, put it through the last stick that's still attached to them all, and then wrap it around the outer string and just make sure I leave enough space, like Christy's boat, like she has with her sticks, to attach the propeller.
So you're gonna wanna use an elastic band that goes between your 2 sticks, and so that it's straight. You don't want it to be really, like if I use one that's too big. So if your elastic band is like this, and it sits here and dangles like that, that's not gonna work very well. So you're gonna wanna find an elastic band that will fit between the 2 and be nice and straight and maybe have a little bit of tension. Kind of tight, snaps. Ooh, makes a cool sound. Kind of a musical instrument as well. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of flatten your propeller a little bit, as much as you can, and stick it through the middle, right in there, so that the elastic goes on the top and on the bottom here. There. And then you're gonna spin your propeller around so that it twists the elastic band, like so. And then you're gonna set it in the water, keeping a hold of your propeller so it doesn't unwind before you get it in the water. You'll set it in the water, and then you'll let it go, and it'll hopefully make your boat move. We'll see. And right now, I think my propeller is a little bit long because it's kind of hitting the end of my boat, so I'm gonna do a little bit more trimming.
And to secure my raft, I am doing a layer of hot glue and then a smaller stick just to kind of keep it all together. So that's what I did on this boat here. That's what these little pieces on the ends are.
Yeah, so next step for my little craft would be to decorate it. I might show you how I made my sail. I have some nice paper, has a flower on it, which I like because I love flowers. So you'd take some piece of paper and you would fold it in half. This piece, we've cut a few sails out of this one. You fold it in half to kind of the size that you'd want your sail to be. So it'll be about that big. I'll cut corner and I'll just cut a straight line to make a triangle like that. And then I would end up with a big triangle, which I will fold in half. And then I'll take one of my little straws here and I'll put it kind of in the middle at the fold, and then I will glue this all closed, and then I can glue it on just like that.
So I secured the pieces I'm going to use the propeller with, so I tied them both, and then I also hot glued them, and then because the stick, as you can see, did not hit all the pieces of wood, I am going to just attach a smaller piece of the stick underneath just to secure some of those pieces that didn't get connected.
And there is my sail. And so you can kind of choose, you could attach it to the top, you could even poke a hole in the top of your carton and put the sail there, or you could just glue it. I might put mine kind of down in the little hole here. But I think I'll probably do that after I paint this and decorate it however I want to. We're gonna finish up decorating. I hope you guys try this at home. And then when we're finished decorating, we're gonna head down to the beach and try it out, see how they work in the water. Hopefully they float and hopefully they move a little bit in the water would be fun too, but we will see you down there. We're gonna try it out.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for some get down, get funky, get loose.
Hey guys, stand up. We're gonna get down, get funky, and get loose. Are you guys ready? Yeah! All right, to start, we're gonna do some knee drives. So opposite hand, opposite foot, and you're gonna meet in the middle. We're gonna do 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other arm, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now, 10 arm circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice, now we're gonna do 10 wacky jacks, which is kind of like jumping jacks, but wacky. So you wanna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we're gonna skip on the spot for 10 seconds. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, now we're gonna do some sideways lunges. We're gonna do 5 on each side. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo!
Nice, now we're gonna end with a freestyle dance party. Woo!
And we can't wait to see you guys be creative in making your own boats and using whatever materials you have. Yeah, I just think it's gonna be fun.
All right, we're down at the beach. We're gonna give our boats a try, see if they float, see if we can get the propellers to make them move. Set, go. Go, floaty boat!
I think the propeller's moving.
Yeah. If you guys don't live by a lake, you can try this in your bathtub. You can fill your little kiddie pool in the backyard with some water to give this a try and test out your boats that you make at home. We can't wait to see it.
Yeah. See you guys later.
See ya.
Campfire sing-along.
Hi guys, we're back to here at Campfire. We're all so excited. It's me and Nathan. We're gonna lead some songs today. I'm gonna go first. This is not a repeat after me song, so you gotta listen very well. Down by the old mill stream, where I first met you. You were 16, the village queen. Down by the old mill stream. Down by the old, not the new, but the old mill stream. stream. Where I first, not the second, but the first, met you, not me, but you. You were 17, not 17, but 16. The village queen, not the king, but the queen. Down by the old, not the new, but the old mill stream. Stream. Now we're gonna reverse it. Down by the new, not the old, but the new mill stream. Where I second, not the first, but the second, met me, not you, but me. I was 17, not 16, but 17. The village king, not the queen, but the king. Down by the new, not the old, but the new mill stream. Nice. Now Nathan's gonna lead one that's pretty popular.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
We're
ready?
gonna be doing some baby sharking.
Ready? Baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark. Mama shark do 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 do, mama shark do 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 do, mama shark do 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 do, mama shark. Daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark. Grandma shark do 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 do, grandma shark do 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 do, grandma shark do 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 do, grandma shark. Grandpa shark do 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 do, grandpa shark do 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 do, grandpa shark do 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 do, grandpa shark. Going swimming do 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 do, going swimming do 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 do, going swimming do 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 do, going swimming. See a shark do 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 do, see a shark do 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 do, see a shark do 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 do, see a shark. Swimming faster, swimming faster, swimming faster, swimming faster. Lost in ark, lost in ark, lost in ark, lost in ark. Lost the lake, lost the lake, lost the lake, lost the lake. Call me Stumpy, call me Stumpy, call me Stumpy, call me Stumpy. Call an ambulance, call an ambulance, call an ambulance, call an ambulance. CPR, 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 CPR. It's not working, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. Go to heaven, go to heaven, go to heaven, go to heaven. Jam with Jesus, jam with Jesus, jam with Jesus, jam with Jesus. It's the end, it's the end, it's the end, it's the end. Woo! Well, that was so fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed that too. And now we're going to chapel.
Chapel.
Hey guys, it's time for chapel and I'm excited to be back with you. Why don't you come join me on my boat? Welcome aboard my boat. We are going to get into why exactly I'm on a boat very shortly. But do you guys remember what Tanya talked about last week in chapel? On Monday, she talked about how God created everything in the earth, how he created fish and animals and the sun and the moon and the sky and people as well. And we also talked about how there is something called sin that separated us from God, which Tanya then talked about on Friday about how Jesus came to earth as a little baby and how he is a way for us to meet with God. And today we are talking about a man in the Old Testament, so before Jesus was born, and we are talking about actually him building a boat. So before I get too far ahead of myself, Adam and Eve were the first people in the garden, and this is a couple of generations, so it means their kids had kids who had kids who had kids who had kids later. And even though God still loved these children and these people, they did not love God, and they were doing things that were wrong and that made God really sad. And it really hurt God deeply that they were doing things that were wrong and that they weren't supposed to do. And so God decided that he was going to give the earth a fresh start. And this isn't as easy as like pressing refresh on your computer or closing an app and opening it again or turning off your TV and turning it on again to fix the little bugs. This was going to take something major to refresh the earth. And so God used Noah. Of all the people that were on the earth, nobody loved God, but Noah was a man who loved God and knew God. And so then God came to Noah and told him about his plan to refresh the earth. And what he needed Noah to do was build a ginormous boat called the ark. And now at this point, we don't know if it had ever rained, and it for sure had never flooded on earth before. So this was something new that had never happened. And so it would take a lot for Noah to trust God and to do what God asked him to say. But Noah, knowing God, knew that God was going to keep his word. And so that meant he needed to follow through on building the ark, even when his neighbors made fun of him and told him it was silly what he was doing, building something that wasn't useful. And speaking of doing hard things and trusting God, I'm sure all of you have had to do hard things, things that God has perhaps asked you to do that weren't easy, and you had to trust God that he was going to do something good with it. I have a story like that. I was living in a different province and going to school. And my schooling was coming to an end, but I didn't know what I should do after school. Should I stay in that province and keep working, but I needed to find a new place to live? Or should I move back to Alberta where I didn't have a job, where I wasn't going to be going to school, and I wasn't even sure where I would live? And it was a really hard choice. But I remembered God telling me how earlier on in that year, I had made the decision that I was going to come back to Alberta. And God reminded me of that decision I had made. And so I needed to trust God and trust that decision to move back to Alberta. And God provided. He provided me with a job. He provided me with a place to live. And I actually work here at SABC now, which is so cool. And I get to share with you guys about Jesus and how he works in our lives. And so I'm very excited that I trusted God to do that. Now, back to Noah. It took him a long time to build the ark because it was so big. And do you know why it had to be very big? It's because God was bringing 2 of every animal and bird on the earth to Noah to put on the ark, which is insane. There's like 2 bears, 2 rabbits, 2 foxes, 2 tigers, you name it, there was 2 of them, and God brought them to the ark so that they could go on the ark, so that when the water came down, they would survive. Now Noah and his family also got to go on the ark because Noah loved God and because God loves his people. And so when all the preparations were done on the ark, the last bit of tar to seal it up was put, all the food was loaded because they were going to be on there a long time. Noah and his family got on the ark with the animals, and God closed the door and sealed it shut so that no water would come in. And then the water came, and it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, flooding everything. There was no trees to be seen. Even the mountains were covered with water. Everything on earth was going to get a refresh. Now, 40 days and 40 nights of rain is a very long time. I imagine that Noah and his family played a lot of I Spy with My Little Eye on the ark. And with 2 of every animal, there's a lot of things to spy. So I'm sure that was a fun game for them to play. But the Bible tells us in Genesis chapter 8, verse 1, that God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and the livestock that were with him in the ark. And he sent a wind over the earth, and the waters went down. Now again, Noah needed to trust God that he would dry up the water that was covering the earth and provide him with a place to live again. And God was keeping that promise already of having kept them dry and safe in the ark while the waters were down. And now he was going to continue trusting God that the water would go away and he would have a home again. Now, it takes a while for all that water to dry up. I am guessing, the Bible doesn't say an exact time, but it's probably like a year or something that they're on the boat. So even when God gives us promises, sometimes it takes a while for us to see them come true. But the water went down, the ark landed on dry land, and Noah and his family and all the animals were able to leave the ark. And Noah was so thankful that he gave God an offering, which is a gift, to say thank you. And that was very pleasing to God. And so then God made a promise to Noah and Noah's family for the rest of forever, which is a very long time, eternity. He made a promise that he would never, ever flood the whole earth again. He would never do that again. And to show us that that is his promise, and to also remind us of that promise, he put a rainbow in the clouds. So when you see rainbows after a rainstorm, that is our reminder that God will never flood the entire earth ever again. And God always keeps his promises to us. And so that is actually all I'm going to share today with you guys. But I want to encourage you that even when it is hard and people tell us that we maybe shouldn't believe God and we shouldn't trust him, that we know that God keeps his promises and that we can trust him. And so before we end today, let's practice our memory verse one last time. Genesis 1:31a. God saw all that he had created, and it was very, very good. All right, we will see you guys later.
Jordan, how do you feel about the 3-way battleship and like building it?
You know what? There was a lot of angles, 3 angles. It didn't work out.
It's true.
But it worked out so good then, and I wanted to do that last year, so I'm so glad that we got to build it for this year.
Making dreams come true.
That's right, always.
So,
Every year.
Every year. So we've been building a battleship thing. We've been building boats. We were talking about building an ark. I am sensing a theme here, and I do love a good theme. And so it's pretty awesome that Under Construction has been a part of all of it, even though our themes have changed every single week.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's right. And our challenges for you this week that involve water is your water balloon battleship, which you're maybe doing against your family or against friends.
Just
and
targets.
That's, you never know. And then building your own boat from craft time, as well as singing campfire songs, which you can do this week's campfire songs or any of the ones
All your
from
favorites.
this summer. Same with your memory verses. We want to hear this week's memory verse, but you can send any memory verses in from the ones that you know.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
So good.
And you know what? With that, we are done here. We'll see you on Wild, Wacky Water Wednesday.
I think you mean Random Wednesday.
Wacky Wild Water Random Wednesday. We'll see you then.